Hello, everyone. Hello. Very good. Welcome. And, I appreciate everybody being here today, and I appreciate the opportunity to spend some time with each of you and to learn about all the things that are going on in your agencies. If you pick up a newspaper or you turn on local radio almost any day, one of the stories is likely to involve the financial stability of our neighbors, of our friends, and of our clients. Some of those stories, like when it's about job cuts or lowered reimbursement rates, threaten the financial stability of local families. Others, like business expansions or increased Section 8 vouchers, strengthen that stability. Everybody in this room is involved in helping local individuals and families stabilize their financial situations. So thank you for coming here today to share your work with your colleagues and, through the courtesy of our friends at CATS, with the entire community. The folks at United Way Worldwide have been looking carefully at financial stability, and their research indicates that over the past 20 years, the cost of living in the United States has increased by almost 90%. While average incomes have increased only 25%. In addition, more than 40 million Americans work in jobs that pay low wages and do not provide basic health and retirement benefits. At the same time, budget cuts have reduced the safety net services and the supports that many low-income families depend on during difficult times. This obviously impacts many of your clients, particularly those for whom unemployment and underemployment remain a challenge. We know that individuals who have fewer financial stresses are healthier, they perform better at work, they have better educational outcomes. So increasing the financial stability of families ultimately creates a stronger, more productive, crisis-resistant workforce and communities that are more prosperous because of increases in employment and home ownership. The same research uncovered two underlying elements that must be present for families to achieve financial stability. The first, stable, adequate income. The second, stable, adequate financial resources. Stable, adequate income is derived from having family-sustaining jobs, as well as public, employer, and informal income supports and subsidies. Now, stable, adequate financial resources includes income along with safe, affordable housing, affordable and accessible goods and services, including low-cost financial services, and the savings and assets to cover unexpected expenses. Several of us met in early summer, and you remember early summer because it actually rained back then, and realized that so much was going on in our organizations, it would be helpful if we could get all the key players in the same room to share their work and to connect with one another. The idea really was to create a financial stability alliance for South Central Indiana. We proposed this idea to a funder, and we were fortunate to receive a grant from the Indiana Asset Building and Financial Literacy Initiative. As long as I don't need to learn the name, I'm happy to accept the funding. But it is the Indiana Asset Building and Financial Literacy Initiative, and that means we can afford to feed you. So thank you, Jessica Mace, for helping write that grant. Yes, thank you, Jessica. We were one of only 2 communities funded statewide to form a new financial stability alliance. So with this support, we can publish a directory of financial stability programs in our community, develop a website, send a periodic newsletter with organization updates. This concept has worked exceedingly well for the Dropout Prevention Coalition, and so kudos to Matt Wysocki of the Franklin Initiative for helping to pilot this. He and Jessica, Prosecutor Chris Gall, many others are heavily involved continuously helping kids stay in school, and that, of course, significantly affects financial stability, too. Today, you'll hear from over 20 colleagues. Each speaker has 2 minutes. Once you get to 30 seconds left, you will see this card, which says 30 seconds. How appropriate. When you are done, when your time is up, you will see this card, which says, I think it says shut up. Oh, it says time. Okay, well, thank you to Liz Feidel. Thanks to Liz Feidel, we have the official, you've seen them on CATS, League of Women Voters Forum timing cards. These are the official cards. You've seen the Dead Sea Scrolls on TV. You've seen that they're pulling those together digitally so that they don't ever have to be exposed to the light again. This is a rare sighting of the league cards outside of a league forum, so thank you very much for that, Liz. After some quick closing remarks, we will adjourn in the atrium where the City of Bloomington has generously provided us with some beautiful space for refreshments and tables with fascinating brochures, including, of course, yours. This is your chance to ask questions of the presenters, chat about mutual interests, enjoy some hot cider, some cold cookies, some crisp veggies, and some Blooming Foods cheese, hummus, and other goodies. And once again, your hosts will be Alana Malik and Ashley Hall. Later on, we will send you an email to check on how the Financial Stability Alliance can best help you and how you might want to be involved. Now, normally, this is where the MC says, in no particular order. Well, we have a particular order, and the speakers are ordered by the name of their agency. So thanks very much to Melissa for figuring that out. Okay. Behind each speaker will be a slide with his or her name, affiliation, and email, so you can connect this afternoon. You can connect later on. When one speaker is done, the next speaker will come right to the podium, so feel free to get into the on-deck circle. A situation the Yankees will sadly not find themselves in too much longer, I'm afraid. I know it's going to be 6 months till they have another on-deck circle. Anyway, after that bit of sadness is over, I am pleased to introduce our first speaker, alphabetically by agency, whether you go by Area 10 Agency on Aging or 211. Of course, I'm talking about Liz Jones. Take it away, Liz.
Hi, everyone. So I'm going to start just by telling you a little bit about 211, although I know I'm probably preaching to the choir here. 211 is a toll-free number to call 24 hours a day for information about human and social services. And our call center serves Monroe and Owen County. It's for people of all ages. It's all types of assistance, whether it's help with food, finding a job, shelter, health care, pretty much you name it. In fact, our top need is for financial assistance with rent and utilities. So talk about financial stability. It's definitely a need. Now, on the Area 10 Agency on Aging side, we have a lot of different programs that help people with financial stability. And some of the issues that are unique to seniors, somebody who may have recently retired is now having to live on a fixed income. Somebody whose spouse dies now is having to live on one retirement income. Former employer who no longer is paying for the retirement insurance that they were relying on. People who've been downsized and are now unable to find a job. People who've been diagnosed with a new medical condition and that requires expensive medications. So there are definitely needs. At Area 10, there is a senior employment program that's operated through RSVP, where individuals are matched with volunteer job coaches to help them in their pursuit of employment. There's also a money management program for individuals who are starting to get confused. Did I pay my utility bill this month? Have I paid my rent this month? So we have volunteers who help seniors. We also have nutrition programs where we have vouchers to help seniors 60 and older to get a meal at the Village Inn or to get a meal at a local senior site. Our SHIP program, we counsel people on Medicare. We help them find subsidies. We make sure they find the best drug plan for the best cost. We have senior housing that's based on income. We have the Enright Center, senior housing, and thank you, my time is up.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Oren. I work at the Bloomington Hospital with a Positive Link program. We have a grant called the HOPWIP grant. It's a housing opportunity for people with AIDS, and the requirement is that the individual does have to have HIV. We serve Owen, Greene, Monroe, Lawrence, and Bartholomew County. We also serve Marion and the Donut counties, including Brown. We have long-term and short-term financial assistance, so we can do rent, mortgage, and utility assistance. The long-term actually offers a subsidy, so it helps pay for their rent for up to a year, depending on where they come in at the grant year. We also just received a grant called SHP, Supportive Housing Program. This is going to help assist homeless persons off of the street and out of shelters and get them into permanent housing. We also have care coordination. It provides case management to support to individuals with HIV and they offer great support services. They help access medical insurance administered through the Indiana State Department of Health and funded by the Ryan White Care Act. We also have a prevention team there that offers free testing in HIV, hepatitis C, syphilis, and they also do education, and we have walk-in testing hours on Monday and Friday.
Hello, I'm here to talk to you about the Bloomington Housing Authority Public Housing Program. For those of you that are not familiar with public housing, it is a HUD-funded and regulated housing program. The Housing Authority operates 310 public housing units in 3 different complexes. That is Crestmont, Reverend Butler, and Walnut Woods. Crestmont and Reverend Butler are located on the west side, and Walnut Woods is on the south side. In order to be eligible for public housing, each family would need to complete an application in our office. The application requires people to give information such as who's in their family, their income, those kinds of things. Also, we will conduct landlord screenings and police screenings. As long as they're eligible through that, then they'll be placed on a waiting list. When we have an empty apartment, that person will be pulled from the waiting list and placed in that unit. The family will be required to pay a $150 deposit and the first month's rent, and the rent will be based on 30% of the gross adjusted income after that. That's all I have. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Janet Tyree, and I'm supervisor with the Section 8 housing program at Bloomington Housing Authority. We have some 1,284 vouchers that we administer through HUD, another 35 vouchers that are through the VASH program, that's homeless veterans, and another 12 vouchers that we get through a HUD-funded single-room occupancy program. We have an announcement to make here today that we will be opening our Section 8 waiting list on November the 17th. We will only be open from 8 a.m. on the 17th to 12 noon. The reason for this is that we have had so many folks apply. In the last year, when we were open a day and a half, 444 families applied. We would like to keep the list down so that we continue to create hope that when you come in and apply, that we don't have to tell you it may be 2 years before we get to your name. So in order to do that, we keep shrinking the time. 3 years ago, we were open for 2 weeks and 397 families applied. The following year, we were open for 1 week and 367 families applied, but in a day and a half last year, 444 families. What we will do is everyone who's in that line will get an application. They will be able to turn it in. So we will work diligently to house those folks as rapidly as we can. I've gotten the signal for 30 seconds, and since I'm long-winded, I better go now. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm David Carrico. I'm one of the clinical directors at Centerstone, which is the mental health center here in Bloomington. Centerstone is what used to be Center for Behavioral Health, and we're now merged with 2 other centers in Indiana and serve 15 counties in Indiana, as well as a merger with the Tennessee Center in Nashville, Tennessee, that serves 23 counties down there. So we're a big outfit these days. In Bloomington, we have a number of programs for the homeless, and that we serve in the nature of 600 clients who at times, these are folks who have serious mental illnesses for the most part, and they have at times have difficulties with keeping housing and maintaining entitlements and whatnot, and all our programs are geared towards maintaining that stability. We have eight residential facilities here in Bloomington and 10 shelter plus care beds, as well as a PATH program, which you may be aware of. It's a program where we have a couple individuals, our clinical staff, who visit the Shalom Center and various shelters here in town and try to identify folks who are mentally ill and homeless and in need of treatment and support. All of our services that we have are geared towards folks who are disabled. That means that they have a disabling mental illness, and in so doing, we provide case management services. We try to secure entitlements for them, stabilize their housing, provide payee services for their, the Social Security money they receive, as well as ongoing life skill development. And so, all our services are geared towards stabilizing a person's mental health issues as well as their living environment. So we certainly are well geared toward that. Thank you.
Hello. I'm Marilyn, Patterson, City of Bloomington Housing and Neighborhood Development Department, better known as HAND. I'm going to try not to talk that fast, but now that I know only have 2 minutes, I'll Anyway, we have a lot of things that we do, and I didn't know what to actually choose, so I chose to talk about a couple of the housing programs that we have. The first one that I want to talk about is home modification for accessible living. We call it HMAL, and it's designed to provide home modifications for income-eligible individuals. These are all based on HUD area median income guidelines. It's a quick and flexible response to provide barrier-free housing for disabled Bloomington residents who have low and moderate incomes. I don't know how many people know about it. We can do this for a house. We can do it for a mobile home. We can do it for an apartment if the landlord, of course, would allow that. I don't know why they wouldn't allow it, but we have to have an agreement with them. And we can even help agencies on a dollar-to-dollar match who don't have accessibility problems to their particular location. The things that we can do are like, not limited to, ramp installation, doorways, hallway widening, additional lighting installation, grip bars in the bathroom, that sort of thing. Another program that I wanted to talk about briefly is emergency home repair. I'm not going to get to talk about it. We have emergency home repair, owner-occupied rehab. We have a lot of things that can help people fix up their house. We also have a comprehensive counseling, and those programs are for people in the city of Bloomington. Our comprehensive counseling, we can do default counseling, reverse mortgage counseling, things like that, and that is for everybody, all the surrounding, us and the surrounding counties. Somebody said a donut, I liked it. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Melissa Britton. I work here in City Hall for the Community and Family Resources Department, and I run the Latino Outreach Program. We help Latino community members get financial stability in 4 ways. The first of which is help with job placement and the job hunt. We will sit down with them and write a resume, many of whom have no idea what a resume is and why it's important. They may not realize they have supervisory experience until we put it in that, phrase it that way. So that's really helpful. It also gives them confidence, and we help them find job opportunities. And at times, if the employer is willing, we will go along and interpret at the interview. Another way is mediation. 15% of our client visits last year was spent on mediation. Workplace rights, making sure they get their paycheck, making sure it's for the right amount, making sure that they're not discriminated against, that they get their lunch break, and that they get their other 15-minute breaks. The Bloomington Human Rights Commission works closely with us on those issues. And another way we mediate is through medical bills. We see a lot of this. folks who don't have insurance and aren't eligible for it. Otherwise, stuff happens, and then they have a mountain of medical bills to go through, and we make all kinds of phone calls to negotiate the payment plans and to have them put on a wait 6 months from now so that they can tackle them sequentially. All of those things are really important. Another way is through the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance and Tax Counseling for the Elderly program. We make sure that interpreters are available at one of these tax preparation sites so that Spanish-speaking community members can file their taxes and get the reimbursement and tax credits that they deserve. Finally, we work with all of you. If many of you know me and have seen me interpreting in your offices, but if you think that there's some way that we could work together, I would love to hear about it after this. Thank you.
Hello, it's good to be with you all today. My name is Jason Carnes, and I'm with U.S. Congressman Barron Hill's office, and I'm here to talk to you today about a service that many of you may not be aware exists, and that's our constituent casework services. Basically, if anyone in the 9th Congressional District, which is most of Monroe County, is having an issue with a federal government agency or a federal program, they can come to us and we can try to assist them with that. And examples of that would be Social Security. If someone is disabled, unable to work, and trying to get Social Security disability, that's something we could help with. Or if they're already receiving Social Security benefits, retirement benefits, or disability, or SSI, we can help with that. Another example would be veterans. Many of them aren't even aware that they're eligible for pensions or extra benefits or health insurance or access to veterans health insurance because of their percentage of disability. So that any other sort of federal agency you can imagine, we can try to help you with. Also, we're pretty good at referring to other agencies. Oftentimes, people don't know the difference between what's a state program, what's a federal program, what's a county program, city program. So if you have any question, you can always contact us and we'll make sure we get you routed where you need to go. But we're more than willing to help, and a lot of people don't know that we're out there, so we're looking to help as many folks as possible. I'll have some information on the table, but the best way to get a hold of us is just give us a ring, 812-336-3000. Thanks.
I'm back. I also work with the HPRP program, which is the Homeless Prevention and Rapid Rehousing Program. The purpose of the HPR program is to provide homelessness prevention assistance to households who would otherwise become homeless, many due to the current economic crisis, and to provide assistance to rapidly rehouse persons who are homeless. The qualifications are their housing status. They either have to be homeless or they have to be in imminent risk of homelessness, which is within 2 weeks of being homeless. Their income has to be below 50% of the area median income. They have to have low to moderate barriers so they can become stable and get independent housing. Sorry. The counties that we serve are Morgan, Owen, Monroe, Greene, Lawrence, and Martin. This is a program. It's not a quick, here's some emergency assistance. There's a housing plan. There's case management involved. To apply for this, we have a website that you can go to, and the application is only open for the first week of every month. The application can stay active for 3 months before someone has to reapply. On our website, we have a great resource list of different resources, community resources in each county, and if you would like to be on that list, you can email me and we can get you on the website. Some of your agencies are actually on our website, and we do a lot of, on the website we want to know who qualifies, what documentation they need, anything to speed the process and to make appropriate referrals to your agencies.
Good afternoon. I'm Vicky Pollitt. I am with Middle Way Transitional Housing. I'm one of 3 women's advocates at that agency. We've been serving women and kids who are survivors of domestic violence since 1998. We have 28 apartments in our complex. 5 6 of those are 2-bedroom, and the other 22 are 3-bedroom apartments. We've served over 300 families in the past 11 years. We provide housing and other services and referrals. There are 5 criteria for living at the Rise. The first one is, of course, that women have to, at some time in their lives, experience domestic violence. They have to be homeless. There has to be a female head of household, low income, and there has to be at least 1 child in the household at least 51% of the time. We partner with Bloomington Housing Authority, so the women who live at the Rise have the opportunity of gaining Section 8 housing after completing 1 year of being on a project-based program of Section 8 at the Rise. We also are partnering at this time with Momentive Consumer Credit. Come twice a year and do a wonderful program called Credit When Credit Is Due. I don't know how many of you are familiar with that, but it has been really great. We've had at least 2 women who've completed that program and had their progress in that program used as a step toward getting a Habitat for Humanity house. We provide a number of other sources for moms, their kids, the older kids. We have a daycare on site. We have kids or youth programming on site with tutoring for both moms and kids. We have a legal advocacy, rape support group, domestic support, violence support group, women's support group, mom support group. We have something going on about every night, every afternoon at the Rise. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Natalie Messer and I'm the Emergency Services Fellow at MACM. Cliff couldn't be here today. MACM basically has 2 programs. We have the Child Care Program and Emergency Services. And our Child Care Program provides affordable, very high quality child care for young children ages 2.5 to 6. And they receive 75% of their nutritional value that they need every day at our Child Care Center. And we are fully licensed and accredited. And we offer sliding scale fees for families, so they can have a great childcare option at a low cost. And we also have our emergency services program, which I work with specifically, and we have food that we provide once every 30 days that is available, and families can come in and get 3 days worth of food. A unique service that we provide is also cleaning supplies, and also hygiene items that people can't get on food stamps. So shampoo, laundry, detergent, that kind of thing. And diapers. We also provide diapers. And we also provide, once a year, people can ask for financial assistance to help cover rent and utility payments. We also work with Opportunity House, which is a thrift store, to provide clothing vouchers and household items for people. And that's MACM.
Brook Gentile. I'm the Director of Development with Mother Hubbard's Cupboard, and I see a lot of familiar faces, so I'm preaching to the choir. But our Mother Hubbard's Cupboard is primarily known as a food pantry here in Bloomington. Our food pantry provides healthy foods to people in need, and there are a few unique things about the food pantry. We operate on the honor system, so we have a very easy sign-in process. We ask that each client's household meet at least one of our many guidelines. That's everything from being at 200% of the federal poverty level, to being a single-parent household, to being unemployed, to being underemployed, to being underinsured, to, you get the point, it goes on and on and on. And clients are not required to show any proof of need when they come to use our services. They're allowed to use the food pantry once a week for their household. They get one empty bag for each person in their household, and then they can walk around our grocery store and select the foods they want. So we do operate on the client choice model. We stock the healthiest foods possible, so clients get to choose from fresh vegetables that farmers donate after the farmers market here, to normal canned goods, shelf-stable dry items, as well as cooler and freezer products. normally a family of 4 walks out with 4 to 5 bags of groceries, each one total having a retail value of about $25. So that's a significant weekly savings to the families that use our services. So please send your clients to us. So I have 30 seconds. We have 2 other programs that I'd like to highlight as well. We have a community gardening program and a nutrition education program. So our garden program teaches both youth and adults how to grow more food at home. We hand out thousands of plant seeds and plant starts over the course of the year so they can be more self-sufficient in their own homes. And we teach healthy cooking classes as well, so our clients can learn how to, or know how to make healthy, healthy meals with the foods from our food pantry. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Susan Rinne. I'm with Options. For those of you who don't know, Options is a not-for-profit organization that provides services to people with disabilities in South Central Indiana. We serve 300 individuals. Our mission is to partner with people to bring about self-directed and fulfilled lives, and we do that through education, information, and support. We like to think our job is to facilitate personal independence and the engagement of people in civic and social life. Many of you probably know already that people with disabilities are the largest minority in our country, and yet they have the largest unemployment rate of anyone in our country. They are also 2 times more likely to be poor. There's a good reason for that, because you have to be poor in order to be eligible for a lot of the services that people with disabilities need in order to be part of their community. The things that we do, we hope, and we organize to result in jobs so that people do have the opportunity to achieve self-sufficiency. People have homes and have support to remain in their homes, and people have relationships. Another characteristic sometimes of individuals with disabilities is that the people who are in their lives are people who are paid to be with them. And so if we build connections with people who are in their lives because they care about them, because they want to be in their lives, then we as paid professionals actually become less necessary. We actually hope that the individuals that we work with have jobs, volunteer in the community, participate in government, purchase goods and services, and for those of you politicians in the room, vote. So I also wanted to just end with the fact that this is Disability Employment Awareness Month, so everybody in the room who have jobs that are available, please consider someone with a disability. Thank you.
My name's Forrest Gilmore. I'm the Assistant Director at Shalom Community Center and a Yankees fan. And they're not out yet, but it's looking bad. Anyway, Shalom Community Center offers a variety of services to people who are in poverty or dealing with homelessness. We have a hunger relief program where we provide 2 meals a day, Monday through Friday. We also have day shelter services, laundry, telephone, mail, showers, storage, including long-term storage and day storage. We provide community access, so we bring a lot of agencies, a lot of you, to our location, so it makes it very easy for our clients to meet with the larger community and the larger social services. Transportation assistance, we provide bus passes and bus tickets for things like employment, social service agency appointments, doctor's appointments, things of that sort. We have a benefits clinic as well as a legal clinic that meets on Fridays from 1 to 4 at Trinity Episcopal Church. And the benefits clinic helps particularly with people applying for Social Security benefits, disability, as well as food stamps, Medicaid, et cetera, things that they often have trouble doing themselves. And we also have a homelessness prevention program where we help people with rental assistance, utilities assistance. We help with the HUD-VASH program we heard earlier with the security deposits for veterans who qualify for that. And we also help people get ID, birth certificates, driver's licenses, and ID, which can be access to all the services that we offer. So, thank you.
He was tall. Good afternoon. My name is Bill Butler from Sherwood Oaks Christian Church, and also with me this afternoon is Lynn Brown, who's our Assistant Director of Community Outreach at the church. I want to talk to you about Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University class. It's a DVD-based class. We've been offering this at our church now for about 6 years. Have several hundred people who've gone through this of all income ranges. Basically, the course tells people how to do a budget, how to manage their cash flow, how to deal with collectors who might be harassing them, how to ask the right questions of people who are trying to sell them insurance, make investments, that kind of thing. And we've had really good response from folks. And we think the community should take advantage of this. In fact, right now we have a class going on at the Monroe County YMCA. They asked if there were some things we could work on together, and certainly that is one. We have about 30 people in the class, and it's been very well received. So you don't really need us. The Dave Ramsey organization has a special program for nonprofits to offer financial peace. They have special pricing for low-income people, and they'd be happy to work with you. But if we can help, we'd be glad to make the arrangements. We'd be glad to help facilitate the first class if you have an interest in that. And then I also want to mention I'm also a Dave Ramsey financial counselor. So I've been down to Dave's place and been certified as a counselor. I meet with people one-on-one. Sometimes people in the course of the class just can't solve the problems that they have. A lot of times it has to do with collectors that are harassing them, and they're paying their credit card bill and they aren't paying their rent. And we need to make sure people understand that they have to prioritize their money. It'll only go so far, and they need to take care of themselves first. That's what I do as a volunteer at Sherwood Oaks Christian Church. Thank you.
Pull this down way down. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Angie Thurman. I'm the manager of the Bloomington Social Security Office. And with me, my operations supervisor, which is Jolene Dixon. She's in the back. She's also with me today. I'd like to share with you some of the services that we provide at the Bloomington Social Security Office. And many of you may know we have services such as retirement benefits, disability, also Medicare, and supplemental security income benefits known as SSI. We also provide Medicare extra help for lower income families who would need some assistance in paying for their prescription drug plan premiums. So those are some of the services we also provide. In the local field office, we also take applications for original and replacement Social Security cards. So that is our office, and those are the services that we provide. I'd like to just kind of go over how you can contact us. Of course, you can visit our office. We're located at 515 West Patterson Drive, and we're open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Fridays, except for federal holidays. And we service currently 5 counties, and that's Monroe, Greene County, Owen, Lawrence, and Morgan County. You can also contact us through our toll-free service. Call number is 1-800-772-1213. And I cannot stress enough the importance of, we also have wonderful resources on our internet site. You can apply for many of the services that I provided earlier, which was retirement, disability, even Medicare extra help. You can apply online, as well as Medicare only. So we also have an online retirement calculator estimators for those individuals that are planning on retiring, when to retire. There's some good resources on there as well. And that website is www.socialsecurity.gov. And we have some pamphlets information also at the front table. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Bonnie Vesely. I'm the Family Development Coordinator at the South Central Central Community Action Program. Family development helps low-income people become self-sufficient and move toward their dreams. Families identify their goals, and I help them break these into intermediate steps and immediate tasks. I partner with families so that they develop this plan basically themselves and help them to also identify barriers and find ways to overcome these. Sometimes all that one of these family partners really needs is to meet with someone who will gently push and cheerlead them, but most people arrive with a crisis, a utility shutoff, imminent eviction, etc., and we have to resolve that problem first. And I go to many of the people in this room for help with resolving those problems. Part of what I do is to discourage feelings of shame so that families will ask for help sooner instead of waiting until the last minute when a problem is far more difficult to solve. I assist family partners with budgeting and job searches and keep them informed about community resources. I urge them to get involved with the community as a means of building contacts and supports, and also because volunteering or helping to bring about social change can be so empowering. I can work with any family that's 150% of poverty level or below, including families of one, but they really should have some degree of motivation, or this becomes case management around the latest crisis instead of something that can really help them become self-sufficient. I also coordinate the Wheels to Work program. We accept donated vehicles and then sell them for half their Blue Book value to low-income families who have transportation barriers that prevent them from getting to work or school. The family completes an application, and when a car becomes available, their caseworker presents the family's situation to the Wheels to Work committee for consideration. Families work out a zero-interest payment schedule that they can afford. These funds go toward making any minor repairs needed on donated vehicles. We currently have no cars available, and we're seeking donations of good running vehicles that need no more than minor repairs.
Hi, I'm Kelly Walter with the South Central Community Action Program. I am the Individual Development Account Coordinator. This program is a program designed to reward monthly savings once a year with a state and sometimes federal match that can be used for 4 purposes only. That is rehabbing a home you currently own, purchasing a residence as a first-time home buyer, expanding a small business, or going back to school. That can also include dependents as well. I'm currently doing a huge push for this. My contracts came in last week, and I will be one of the largest programs in the state of Indiana. I serve 4 counties: Monroe, Morgan, Brown, and Owen. I definitely need help with the county referrals. The program encourages financial stability, obviously. They do have to attend a financial class once during the program. For the home buyers, I work with SCORE, and they need to design business plans that is then reviewed and then moved on once it's been approved to being solid. They do attend the home buyers class with Marilyn at hand, and have been doing that for some time. I think that really kind of about sums it up. They do have to save at least $35 a month. And the first year on the program is always a little shaky just because of the contract. I don't sign people until I know I have a state contract signed. So, thank you.
Hi, I'm Sheri Benham with Stepping Stones, and we provide transitional housing and supportive services to youth 16 through 20 experiencing homelessness. And we look at financial stability as a key part of our program. I mean, first, it's got to be housing. So that's the first thing that we do, is affordable housing. And the rent is based on age and time in the program. We have some other calculations, too, from the HUD standpoint, but that's basically what we look at. We also do budgeting, so we do one-on-one budgeting with them, and we try to have them create what this looks like. You know, we go through the whole needs, wants, the whole 9 yards, so that they're responsible for it. But they have to pay on their account in order to stay in our program. We also do job skills coaching with them. So we do one-on-one, or we do it as a job club, as a whole group. We also have weekly meetings, group meetings, and we've brought people in from Monroe Bank. We've brought employers in. We were going to bring a landlord in. So we try to bring in people from the community, and you've given me some good ideas here today of some maybe you can come in to talk to our group to keep talking about this financial stability and how do I learn more about what do I do with my budget. We also partner with several employers. We like to try to get a relationship with any of the employers who hire any of our residents so that we know, are they coming to work? What's their performance like? What are some things that we might be able to do to make that better so that they do have a good working experience and relationship? And then the last thing that we do is what we call our milestones and investment. And it's a way for, as they work through our program and they reach different levels and they do key milestones like keeping their job for 6 months or graduating from high school, we put $100 in a savings account for them. They can then match it. So if they put $50 in, we put half of that in. So our goal is for everybody who graduates from our program can go out with at least $1,000. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Betta DeWeese, and I'm with Stone Belt. We're an ARC organization serving individuals with disabilities for over 50 years in our communities. We serve about 2,500 individuals a year in Monroe, Lawrence, Owen, and Bartholomew counties. We offer residential services, clinical services, lifelong learning services, and both manufacturing and community employment services. I'm going to focus on the employment services because that's the service that really affects the most people's financial stability. We really believe that everyone has the right and the ability to work in their community. We currently work with over 100 employers and over 200 individuals. We support people to figure out what they want to do. We help them develop resumes, practice interviews, find those jobs, learn those jobs. We work with employers to help them understand what their needs might be, what the skill set they need is, and to understand tax credits and benefits that might be available to them as an employer. And then we match this up, people's abilities and employers' needs. This process has helped people have an average retention at their jobs of about 5 years in our program. I think the typical population's running about 3 years right now, so we think that's pretty good. We also have people who are trained as benefit specialists, and one of the things we really try to work on is helping people who maybe have received a ticket to work through the Social Security office, who spoke earlier, figure out how to actually get off benefits and have their earnings come from employment. Because people are still typically in poverty when they're living off benefits. Finally, in our residential services, we can help people manage their finances, and we help connect people to an awful lot of the services you all mentioned today. Thank you.
My name is Jessica Mace, and I'm the Community Investment Coordinator at United Way of Monroe County. United Way is involved as a partner and a funder of a variety of financial stability work that is delivered by member agencies and other organizations. Today I'm going to talk specifically about 2 collaborative initiatives that United Way is engaged with, the VITA Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program and Earned Income Tax Credit Program, which is together, and then the FamilyWise partnership. So first, United Way serves as the convener of the VITA EITC team in our community and works with several community partners to coordinate and promote the program. This program provides free tax information and electronic filing of federal and state income tax returns for low to moderate income residents. The program also helps residents claim valuable tax credits such as Earned Income Tax Credit, which can be worth up to and more than $5,000 for a family of 5, depending on income. This year, we're really excited to be opening a couple new sites, 2 in Monroe County, specifically in Bloomington, and then 1 in Owen County, which will be our first site that's located outside of Monroe County. In total, we will be having 8 free tax preparation sites in conjunction with our partners with the Tax Counseling for the Elderly program as well. Specific information on site locations and hours of operation will be available later this fall. United Way also partners with FamilyWise to distribute free prescription drug discount cards. These cards work with most prescriptions and cover prescriptions not covered by some insurance plans. Users save an average of 30% on 8 out of 10 prescriptions. There's no income limit, age requirement, or registration required. Cards are accepted at many area pharmacies, and these cards have helped save residents in our community more than $1 million in prescription costs since 2007. And we have some cards available for you to take outside.
My name's Elizabeth Sturgeon with Volunteers in Medicine. Volunteers in Medicine is a free medical clinic for the uninsured residents of Monroe and Owen County whose income is 200% of the poverty level or less. We provide primary and acute health care services as well as specialty services such as dental, neurology, orthopedics, and more. We're able to contribute to the financial stability of the patients we serve by offering all of our on-site services free of charge to those patients. We have a medication room where we stock a comprehensive formulary of medications that are provided to our patients. We have a partnership with Bloomington Hospital so that when a patient is referred for services there, the hospital very graciously provides those services at no cost to the patient. We have also partnered with other medical facilities and practices, which allows us to refer patients for specific medical issues that we are not able to provide on site. Those specialists provide the office visits at no charge to the patient. There are some minimal fees for procedures, equipment, and any medications that we are not able to supply. For a number of years, Indiana has ranked in the top 5 states nationally for medically induced bankruptcies. From a financial perspective, by providing these services, we are keeping our patients from accumulating some of the debilitating costs that cause them to lose their financial credit or even their homes. In the long term, we hope to contribute to the community's financial stability in keeping patients from accessing the most expensive health care through the emergency room by giving them a place to go for low acuity issues such as cold, migraines, and sprained joints and other minor issues. By providing preventive health care, we're able to manage disease that might otherwise become debilitating and catastrophic and much more expensive to treat. We believe that providing a safety net for the employed but uninsured people, we keep them healthy and able to continue working, which is good not only for those people, but for their businesses that they work for. Thank you.
I'm going to look over this way, and that way I don't have to acknowledge Liz. I'm using my time. I've got plenty of time. It's okay. No, I'm Richard Rampley. I'm with Work One, and I know most of you. And I want to talk to you briefly about some of the services at Work One. Jobs. We have lots of jobs. Most people don't have the skills necessary for the jobs, so we spend a lot of time training people to get the skill, to have the skills to compete for the jobs. We have new job opportunities, new training through on-the-job training. No cost for anybody for any of these. We also have workshops, financial workshops, hidden job markets, labor market information, resumes. All of that's beneficial to help people get a job. We have unemployment benefits, which help a lot of people get jobs. By the way, all of the extensions are scheduled to end November 6th, the Saturday, first Saturday in November. By the way, it just happens to be the first Saturday after the election. Job training programs. We have computer skills, on-the-job training I mentioned, supportive services for individuals that are going to school in terms of fixing cars, paying for books, paying for clothing that might be needed. Tax credits, you heard somebody mention, I think it was Britton mentioned tax credits. We provide a lot of tax credits. We serve 8 counties: Monroe, Owen, Brown, Greene, Lawrence, Martin, Davies, and we'll serve people in Morgan County if we have to. So, no, you can come, anyone in the state. There are offices throughout the state of Indiana. We primarily serve those 8 counties. I've actually covered everything that's on here. I did want to mention our computer classes. They're free, basic computer classes. intermediate, and advanced, and they're available in the Work One. And thank you for the time, and thank you, Barry.
The last time Richard and I were in a meeting together, it was an announcement at General Electric that they were going to be investing $160 million in this community, saving 585 jobs, creating 200 new jobs. That was a really good day. The only thing we couldn't figure out, Richard and I, we walked in and we saw a bunch of refrigerators and we started looking for the model that we thought we were going to. It said big announcement, stop by. We thought Richard and I just won refrigerators. So we started picking out our models, and then it turned out not to be that. And we got the hint because they had cannons sitting on top of the refrigerators pointing out at us. And I thought, oh my gosh. And then I realized there were cannons full of confetti. But Jason apparently knew that. He was way along the side. I got showered in confetti. But anyway, it was a great day. That was a great day for our community. 700, almost 800 jobs here, preserved, staying here. That is the ideal form of financial stability. Obviously, when there's good paying jobs that can help you make enough to take care of yourself and your family, jobs for which there's training available, those are the ideals. Those are not always going to be the situations in which we find ourselves, and so we really do recognize that people are going to need supports. They're going to need government supports. They're going to need nonprofit supports. They're going to need certainly informal supports. Everything that you are doing is important in good times. You know how important it is during these times. Absolutely magnified the value and the importance of everything that you're doing. People take a look at our community and they go, why is Bloomington successful? And I tell them, good things happen. We have strong leaders. They work well together. And every single one of you is a leader in your field, in your organization, in your agency. And that's why good things are coming together. We've heard about a variety of programs. They serve a variety of areas, but all of them lead towards this idea of financial stability. Part of this idea came out today, the idea of sharing and connecting, because there's so much going on. It's hard to keep track of what's going on. It's hard to keep track of what's going on at these 20 or so agencies that we heard from today. And there are nuances, and probably any of them could have taken 30 minutes to explain their programs in depth. We have a wonderful service available in our community. We started with it 211, where people, as well as we can call and get information. And in as much depth as you're willing to provide to Liz and to the staff at 211. But we are in this together as service providers, as organizations that share these common interests. We need to continue to provide those linkages. Let's continue to link. Let's continue to work together. We've talked about all sorts of shapes. We've talked about circles. We've talked about stones. We've talked about arcs. And we've talked about links, and I really think let's continue to link these together. By the way, Tiffany, did you want to do this presentation? Because you already did too. I didn't know if you're on a roll. You had to do a minimum number to get you here. So I'm just trying to make sure that okay. Thank you. All right, I'll keep going. You can correct me, and you can fill in later. All right, thank you. So let's continue to make sure that we have these linkages working. We talk about addressing financial stability, a function of education, making sure people have the right education, making sure they have the right training, hearing that there are jobs available. And we need to make sure that people have the right training. That's something we as a community continue to provide. We have initiatives to help make sure kids graduate. Without graduating, there's no chance of that financial stability. We focus on earnings. How do we increase earnings? How do we stabilize earnings? And we focus on the essentials as income supports, whether it's food, shelter, medical care, or crisis services. We've got the right things going on in this community, and I think the community recognizes that. I know the community supports it. I know the community appreciates it. This is our opportunity to continue to work together to do what we can to provide as much financial stability to our neighbors, to our friends, and to our clients when things will improve. But right now, we as a community have stepped up, we're continuing to step up, and we are happy to help make that happen in any way that we can. And one way I know we can make that happen today is to feed all of you who are here. And so, out in the atrium, we have a fine selection of locally provided from our friends at Blooming Foods, nutritious, healthy, good tasting snacks. And so unless there's anything else, I would encourage you to stop by, grab some food, take some brochures, talk to your colleagues, have a good time. Thanks again to CATS. Thanks to the City of Bloomington. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. And we will be in touch soon. Thanks again.